Good afternoon, happy Tuesday, and welcome to Coffee and a Card. So I am Holly with Handcrafted Blessings, and I'm drinking coffee today. It's been a while since I have had coffee on one of these live videos. So if you're new around here, I have always called this video Coffee and a Card because I launched it in a coffee shop. And so I would drink coffee while I was making a card, and that's how it got its name. But when I switched to doing it from my home, then I just kept the name. And sometimes I drink coffee while doing it. So it is, oh my goodness. Sorry, hold on. I want to be able to see your comments, and my iPad is not cooperating. Let's sorry, we can do this. So anyways, I have a few things stacked over here where I normally put my iPad to see your comments, and it's making it a little challenging to have it up there. So anyways, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome. We are off to a great start today, y'all. Okay, so I am going to show you some happy mail, and then I'm going to show you a card layout, and I'm actually going to make two different cards simultaneously using the same exact layout, because one of my hopes for these videos is that when I show you a layout and it's maybe not the colors you like or the sentiment you prefer, that you can see how to translate that layout into whatever you need it to be. So if I'm making a birthday card and you don't want to do a birthday card, you can translate it to thank you. Or in this case, I designed a Christmas card, but I know that some of y'all don't need Christmas cards. So I'm also going to show you how to use it as a birthday card. So I think that'll be fun to do today. So I'm going to start with happy mail, and I've got a whole bunch of it. It's like all of a sudden the mail decided to catch up with me. So I'm going to show off some of your cards today, and we're going to start with one from Mickey Sewell in Arkansas. Ooh, I like this already. Look at that. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Love that. So simple, but so cute. And then it says, I'm here for you. Oh, what a beautiful card. That would be such an encouragement for someone to receive, don't you think? Okay, now next we have one from Kim Glover in Minnesota. And it says, thinking of you. And let's see, how does this one open? It's a fun fold that I can't figure out. I think that flap is supposed to come, oh, there we go. Can you tell I don't open these before I'm on live video? So this flap was, here, let me put it back. Okay, so this is how our card started. And this flap right here comes out from underneath, and then the card opens. That is super cute. I just couldn't figure out how to get it out to open it. So I've not seen it with this triangle flap before like that. So that's really fun. Thinking of you. Next we have one from Linda Tiroli from New York. And it says, lots of love. Those beautiful birds. Oh, goodness. Okay. Oh, and her insert came apart. Let me just hold it in place where it ought to be. So that's where her insert goes. And I like that. I like the way she did the 3 different colors of cardstock right there. That's a fun little addition to the inside of her card. Okay, next we have one from Patricia Settle in Indiana. She actually addressed this to both Josh and I. So let's see here. Autumn teaches us that change can be... Ooh, her note's falling out. Autumn changes... Let me try this again. Autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. And then little leaf. Love this paper so much. I did a Sympathy Get Well card class last night, and all of my cards were made from the copper foil side, this side of the paper. It's so beautiful. I'll have to post photos of those. And then her note is separate. Oh, actually, let me just show you the back here. Look what she did on the back. That's really cute. I like that. Fun little way to add a surprise to the back of a card. Oh, Mary Ellen, you're saying it's chilly in Montana? I bet that means it's coming our way. It's supposed to be 80 today, you guys. Feels weird for late October. Okay, this one is from Amanda Bach in Illinois. But let me just stop for just a second since we're on a weather conversation. I pulled up the weather this morning, and my app does like a 10-day forecast, and within those 10 days, there were snowflakes. There was a snowflake on one of the days. Crazy. So, I'm not ready for it, y'all. Okay, Amanda Bach from Illinois. Here we go. Oh, that's so cute. Look at that. That's adorable. It says, "Hey there, pumpkin." That is so cute with her Halloween greeting in there. Oh my gosh, that pumpkin is adorable. Look at how it shimmers. I'm amused. I'm easily amused. Okay, oh my gosh, Mary Ellen is saying she could get 18 inches of snow. Yikes, that's insane. Oof, nope, no thank you. All right, the next one's from Linda Bertram here in Iowa, one of my local crafting friends. And she says, "Thanks so much." Oh, look at the teapot. Oh, I remember this paper. It's so cute. And then she's got her note there on the inside. That is so pretty. I love that. Let's see here. I told you we have a lot of happy mail today. Okay, this next one comes from, it's from one of my team members. It's from Nancy Gallant. She lives in Michigan. Oh, look at this. I love seeing, let me just take her note out. I love seeing what my team is working on. It's so fun. Look at this. Look at all those leaves. And then that same autumn teaches us that change can be beautiful. That is beautiful. Let's see, we've got, another team member, Karen Tackett. She's from Indiana. And friendships refresh the soul. Look at those leaves. And the background, okay, so this piece right here, she has stamped on, but then it's also embossed. I don't know if you can see that if I hold it up close. That is from the Basics 3D embossing folders. That is really cool. I like the way she's done that. Here, let me move this. Let me move her Post-it note to the back so you can see the inside of her card. That's so cool. I love this card. Okay, last but not least, I don't know. This is what arrived in my mailbox. It says, "We care." I don't know if this card is going to be intact, but we're going to see. It's from Sherry Miney in Colorado. It looks like the postage machine had a snack. So, let me cover up her return address. So you can see here, they've tried to tape it back together. So we're going to see how the inside has fared. Because I've received cards from Sherry before, and they are always so beautiful, and I would love to be able to show it to you. But sometimes that postal machine, it just gets hungry, and it wants to snack on our mail. Okay, so we have the inside envelope, but I bet we'll still be able to see how gorgeous her card is. So I'm just going to tear this envelope since it's already torn. Okay. I'm just going to smooth this out because, as I predicted, this card is stunning, and I really want you to be able to see it. So, look at this card, you guys. I'm going to just hold that together. Oh, isn't that beautiful? You've got the distressed tile embossing folder there. You've got the nativity out of gold foil, and then this is some of the Shining Brightly, I believe, Designer Series paper. I'm just holding together the part that's ripped. But I knew it would be a stunning card, and I was really hoping to be able to show it to you. Let me see if I can get this open. So on the inside, she has put those pieces right here. So, but yeah, the postal machine got a little hungry with this one. That happens sometimes. All right, so I'm going to set these aside. And where am I heading? I'm heading over here. I'm going to grab this pile of stuff, and I'm going to put my camera down. There we go. Okay, so today I was working on a card for Facebook Live, this card actually, and as I got to making it, number one, I got a little gung-ho and I cut all the pieces out without meaning to. I usually leave some uncut so that I can cut and make the video live, but I got a little gung-ho because I'm making a whole bunch of this design. And so I decided, well, I really want to show you from the start how to make this card, but also I know that some of you guys might not need Christmas cards anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this card, but I'm simultaneously going to make it also as a birthday card so that we can see how easy it is to use these products, as well as, let me spread these papers apart, these products, and we'll make both a Christmas card and a birthday card today. Okay? All right, so we're going to start with our card bases. So our first card is going to use Cherry Cobbler. It's going to use the, Joy of Christmas, I think, specialty paper, the Distressed Gold paper, and Basic White for our base. This card is going to use Blackberry Bliss, Pretty Peacock, and then some of this gorgeous paper. Now let me show you a few designs. This paper is called Delightful Floral, and it was recently released as an online exclusive. They released 5 different papers, and this was one of them. And so I thought I would show you. I don't have every design because I've already cut up some of it and used it, but I want to show you how beautiful this paper is. I love how they've made these leaves two-tone. So you have, the shading is already done for you in so many of these images. So this sheet in particular would be so easy to fussy cut. And you could add the flowers to the front of your card. So I really like that. And then the backs of all of them are kind of a, I think I would say like a watercolor look. So they kind of have different shading throughout of a particular color. So we're going to use, for this card, we're going to use these 2 designs. So this is what the fronts of those look like. Actually, now that I think about it, that might actually show you all of the designs now that I'm showing you these 2. So, but we're going to be using the back of this one, and then we'll be using these flowers. Okay, so let's set some stuff aside, and like I said, we're going to start with our card base. So for our Christmas card, we're going to use Basic White, and for my birthday card, I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss. So we'll start by cutting a card base for Blackberry Bliss. So we're just cutting in half at 5.5 inches, and we'll turn and score it at 4.25. Oops, let me move my trimmer over. And then we'll also score our white at 4.25. Okay. So then we're going to have 2 pieces of Basic White, 1 for each card, that measure, so Basic White matte 4 by 5.25. So 4 by 5.25 for this layer. And then we need, trying to think here, I'm trying to do this in the right order. Actually, I'm going to stop there for a minute. Because we're doing 2 different cards, I want to make sure that we don't end up getting confused. So we're just going to start here for right now. So we'll set aside our mats, and we're going to take our Basic White, and we are going to use the Exposed Brick 3D embossing folder. So we'll take the cut and emboss machine, and I need my plates. So we're going to use our base plate number 1, and then we have plate number 4. Let's see here. I think you can see there's the number 4 for 3D embossing folders. Now I can only emboss 1 piece at a time. Where's my line? Okay. So we'll just run this through twice. So I'm going to stick it here. Actually, let me think here. This is a horizontal card. So I'm going to put this paper in horizontal so that my brick wall goes the correct direction. We go spine first with embossing folders. And we'll just crank that through. Ooh, that really shook. Okay, so this gets us our first one. And real nice exposed brick is what that's called. And then we'll do that one more time. So again, lining it up on that black line so that my brick wall is straight. And we'll just crank that right through to have our two pieces. Now, as long as I have my machine out, I'm also going to go ahead and do the die cutting for the sentiment pieces. So for those, I am using, let me set this here. I'm using this die set here. This is called the Nested Essentials dies. And I'm going to be using these rectangles here. So I'm going to be using the second and third, so kind of the inside, not the largest, not the smallest, but the other two. So let's change our sandwich here. We'll add our layer number 2, our mini cutting plates, and then we have 2 clear plates. And first we're going to start with a piece of basic white. Actually, you know what? I could probably do these all at the same time. I could do both of these together. So the smaller one I'm going to use for my sentiment, and my larger one I'm going to do on this scrap of Designer Series paper. So I'll put this through. If the camera looks a little shaky, sometimes this machine has a tendency to shake your desk as you're cranking it through. So I have one stitch to die piece, and then I have a white one. Now we need a second white one because we're making 2 cards. So we'll do one more small one. Bring that through here. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and set this down. That should be all the die cutting and embossing we need for our 2 cards here today. Okay, so set all these plates out of the way. And you'll see here, I actually have put my plates, or I'm sorry, my dies onto a magnet sheet. For dies that I use a lot, like the shapes dies, I tend to transfer them to a magnet sheet that I cut to size to fit in my folder. Just because it makes it easier. When you use your dies a lot, you might have noticed they like to come unstuck from the white kind of cardstock that they're stuck to when you first buy your dies. They come unstuck when you use them a lot. And so by using a magnet sheet, I can keep my dies in order on the sheet and not jumbled up in a pile in the bottom of my folder. So I don't do it with all of my dies, but for shape dies that I use a lot, I like to do that. Okay, so we'll put those aside and we'll bring back our embossed pieces. So we have 2 brick pieces. So now we need the strip that's going to go across the middle of our card. So as you know, my Christmas card was pre-cut, so that's why we're only cutting for 1 right now. So this piece right here measures 1 inch by 5 1/4. So I'm going to cut 1 inch, and then I'm going to do 5 1/4. And this is Pretty Peacock that I'm using here. So 1 inch by 5 1/4 is going to go right here. So we'll take these 2 and we'll begin to build our layers. So I'll stick this here in the center. And then we'll put the pretty peacock on the other one. If you're tuning in late, what I'm trying to show you is how easy it is to take a layout that I show you on my lives and use it for more than one occasion. So I had originally designed a Christmas card for today, but I thought it would be fun to also show you how you can use the same layout for a birthday card without even switching all the things. So now we'll take this and we will apply it to the front of our card. So with a 3D embossed piece, I like to put tape all the way around the edges so that we don't get any ruffles on the side. So it lays nice and flat. And then we'll take the one for our birthday card and we're going to put that on the Blackberry Bliss. So we've got, oh, let me just smooth that corner. Yep, there we go. Okay, so we'll put that on our Blackberry Bliss base. Okay, there we go, just like that. All right, I've got a lot of fuzzies hanging out here today. Okay, next what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn and work on the insides. So we're going to leave the front for a minute and we're going to move to the inside of our cards. Okay, so for this Christmas card, I have taken Christmas Classics is the stamp set I'm using, and I'm using the Merry and the Christmas. And what I've done is I have put both of those on the same block so that I can just stamp them once. So you just go through, you can line them up, you can see if you're straight, if you want them angled, you can kind of work with it on your block, and then you only have to stamp once. So I will use Cherry Cobbler and Merry Christmas. There we go. And then for my other card, we use just one of my basic inserts, which I always have cut to 3 3/4 by 5. And we are going to use, let me grab my stamp set here. This one is called So Sincere. And I'm using the stamp that says, hope your day, let's see, what does it say? Hope your day is a happy one. So we'll use that. And we'll put that on a block. And I'll use my Blackberry Bliss ink. And I'll stick that right there. Ooh, my Blackberry Bliss is very juicy. Okay, so now I can take this and I can adhere it to the inside of my card. This Blackberry Bliss is too dark to write on unless you're going to use like maybe a silver gel pen or something. But otherwise, it really needs an insert that you can write on. Okay, so we'll go ahead and close these cards. And we'll come back here to the front of our card. So the next set of layers that we want are going to be a piece of cardstock. Well, it doesn't actually, not necessarily cardstock, but 2 different pieces here. So we got for this card, the Christmas card, we've got Cherry Cobbler, and then we have the Joy of Christmas. I'm nearly certain, let me see. No, I apologize. This is the Joyful Designer Series paper. I always get those 2 mixed up. So this is the Joyful Designer Series paper. The Joy of Christmas is the other Christmas paper. So this is Joyful DSP, specialty paper. Okay, so we need to make those same 2 pieces for our birthday card. So I'm gonna grab my trimmer here. And for the background, I'm actually gonna use this green Designer Series paper. So this is the back side of these flowers. And we are gonna cut this to be 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I'm gonna start with 3 1/4. then we're gonna make it 4 1/4. So 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then my flower designer series paper, I'm gonna cut this to be 3 by 4. And I want it to be 4 horizontally. So I'm first gonna, and this paper's directional, so that's why I'm mentioning that. We want the 4-inch measurement to be the horizontal measurement. So 4 by, oh, did I just do that wrong? I think I might have just done that wrong. I get for talking and, yep, I just did that wrong. Don't mind me. I can always use that on another card, but this particular card faces horizontal. My card goes this way, so I need my paper to go that way. So bear with me. Talking and cutting is not always my strong suit, but it's all good. So we will just do this, and I'll use that other piece to make a card that I can do the same layout, but I can do it vertically, and I'll use that paper. So it's not wasted paper. Okay, so let me set aside this trimmer. I think we're done cutting for today. So my color combination is coming from this designer series paper. So you've got the Blackberry Bliss in here, right here, and you've got the Pretty Peacock. This is the Parakeet Party, which you can see in here. So that's how I'm getting my color combination. And here we've got our Cherry Cobbler, and there's gold foiling through that. So I'm going to start by adhering my layers together. Oop, there we go. And then we will add the ribbon to these. Okay, so I'm just making them nice and even. There we go. All right, so for our Christmas card, I am going to use the gold and silver trim 1/8 inch trim combo. So I'm using the gold out of here. And first step is I am just going to put a piece across here that I'm going to adhere to the back. So I'm just gonna cut a piece like that, and we'll turn it over and we'll adhere it right to the back. There we go. For our birthday card, so I'll set this aside now. I'll come back to that ribbon in a moment. For the birthday card, I am going to use the Parakeet Party metallic ribbon. And I'm gonna be, same thing, putting it across here and adhering it to the back. This metallic ribbon also adds just a fun element of bling to the card. So we'll adhere both of these. There we go. Move that other over here. Okay, so now it is time to dimensionalize. So we'll dimensionalize our pieces. And I'm gonna put a dimensional over the end of each ribbon. That way it'll help to hold that ribbon down so it doesn't get tempted to be sneaky and come out from my card layer. So we can take these off. It just takes a second to do all of the backings. I love it when I have a good thumbnail because it really makes it easy to take these off. Okay, so we're going to add each of our layers to our card. Here we go. Okay. There we go. All right, so you can see my cards are coming together. So then we're gonna do our sentiment pieces. So I'll start with my 2 white die cuts. So for the first one, we'll use Christmas for cherry cobbler. And we will do tidings of comfort and joy. There we go. And then for our birthday card, we're going to go back to our Blackberry Bliss. I'm going to actually mix it up here today. I'm going to use a new stamp set that just came. It is called Medley Mix. And I'm going to be featuring this in an upcoming card club, but I haven't even played with it yet. It literally just came. But I thought it would be fun to use the happy birthday that's in here. So I'm going to take that out. It'll be my first stamp that I use from this set. Okay, so I need one more block. So we'll block that and we will stamp happy birthday. Oh, need a little more ink there. There we go. We'll stamp that happy birthday there. Okay. So now I can take both of these and I'm going to tape them to the next size die cut that we created. So for the Christmas one, we're using a cherry cobbler piece. And then for our birthday card, we're using the Designer Series paper one that we cut out. And we'll take both of those and we'll dimensionalize them. Ooh, only one dimensional left. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and just use up this sheet of dimensionals. No sense in leaving one lonely dimensional on a sheet, right? So we'll take these off. And we'll start with our Christmas one, and I'm going to offset this one. Then we'll do the same thing for our birthday card. Now we're going to bring back our ribbon here. And I am going to tie a bow in my ribbon. So we'll tie that here. Oh, you know what? I got to fix those loops. Make them just a wee bit smaller. There we go. All right, so I will cut my ends here at an angle. Set that one right there. And then we'll do the same with our parakeet party. I think my favorite part about these cards is actually the ribbons, because they're both kind of metallic and sparkly. Sparkly, that's the word I'm looking for. They're both very sparkly ribbons. And I love the added sparkle for the cards. Oops, there we go. And we'll cut this off the spool. All right, so we will start with a glue dot. We'll start with the birthday card is actually what I was gonna say. We're gonna add a glue dot here. Oops. I can get that on the knot, and I gotta kind of roll the glue dot behind the knot because I don't want any of that glue dot to show behind my knot. We're gonna stick that here. And then we'll do it again for our Christmas card. Just make sure I roll up that glue dot. There we go. And I always kind of like to feel around on here. Oh, see, I feel a little bit of stickiness here. So I'm just going to use my nail and shove that glue dot under the knot. There we go. Now I don't feel any stickiness on that card. And there you go. You guys, this is how I hope to be able to show you that you can take layouts and you can switch up your supplies and make them for totally different occasions. So now this one, because the sentiment is a little smaller on here, I almost think I might add some bling here. So I'll have to look that up, and I'll post the pictures later, but I'll look up some bling that'll match this one. And I think I'll actually add a little bit of embellishment to that one. So you can take it and you can make a Christmas card, a birthday card. You could stamp this card right here with any sentiment that you might need for your card making. So, yeah, Brenda, I think you're talking about this set. This is such a great sentiment set. There's a lot of really fun's not the right word. There's a lot of really great sentiments, in here. So, all right. Well, there is a layout to inspire your crafting. I would love to see your versions. So I'll post a picture of these over in the community group, and you can post your version when you get it done. And let's see what you make out of this design. So thanks so much for tuning in to Coffee and a Card. And don't forget to encourage one another and build each other up. I'll see you soon.